So दीदी 1992 में आपने आपका पहला कोर्स किया.
I can't remember 92 or 93. It's not clear right now to me. But one of the two, yeah, 92 or 93. That's when I had done.
How you got pushed into art of living? How was the experience of your first book?
I remember when I was really young, my parents tell me that when we were very young, my brother and I would fight. And when we would fight, if my parents took my brother's side, I would start crying. And I would say, I don't like being with you all. You all take me back to God. And then so they would ignore me initially, and then I would keep crying because I wanted to go to God. I wanted them to take me to God somehow. So I would keep crying, take me to God, take me to God. And then that became another problem. The fight was forgotten, and they're like, how do we take her to God? So that was something that, always as a child related to God more than I related to anyone else. And maybe all children feel like that. I don't know. But I definitely felt that way. And then, like how you play with dolls. It's not like I didn't play with dolls. I played with dolls also. But every Sunday, my grandmother would take me to the mandir. She would take me to a temple. And I would make her buy me little murtis and little frames, and I would play mandir. So I would always have a mandir. So just how you have the dollhouse with dolls, like that, I had a mandir with my entire, and I would play, right? So I was a pujari. I was playing with God. So this is something I always remember doing. And then you just grow up, and you kind of, you try to fit in with everyone. You think that how everyone else is the correct way to be. So I think everyone does it. Everyone goes through that struggle. Maybe I'm not so sure about everyone, but I know I went through it. And then later, at one point, I just became a regular Bombay girl, right? So I remember one day I was looking in the mirror. I was getting ready. I was wearing mascara, and I was looking in the mirror, and I was all ready to go out for the evening. And suddenly I'm looking at this beautiful face in the mirror, and I'm saying, wow, what a beautiful face God has made. And I wonder who put me in this face, in this body. So at that moment, I'm looking at the face as separate from me, the whole body is separate from me, and I'm appreciating it like it is God's creation, and I have nothing to do with it, right? So, and then suddenly I said, but what am I doing in this body? Why have I been in this body? Who put me in this body? And what is the purpose? It's not to do what everyone else is. That realization came that there was another purpose other than doing what everyone else is doing, just running around. And it was like I saw the futility in chasing nothing, in chasing what the world was chasing. And I knew I had a purpose. I said, but I don't know my purpose. So whoever you are who created me, I just looked up like that. And I said it aloud. I said, manifest somehow. Because I need to know. I suddenly felt like that rug had been pulled from under my feet. And I really needed that answer. I really needed someone to hold my hand and say, yeah, I'm there. So I'll guide you. But I like, who's going to do that? God is in the sky, and there are no gurus in today's day and age, because the media had always told me, from whatever I had heard from the media, that all the gurus are fake. So there are no gurus who were only in Ram's time. They're not there now. And God is in the sky. So who's going to tell me? Who's going to hold my hand? So I said, whoever you are, I know you're listening. So either you manifest or you sit inside of me and act through me. This was my prayer at that time. Cut to, in a few days, in just about a week's time, some old acquaintance calls and says, there is someone who's coming from Bangalore and she's going to be teaching this real nice breathing technique. And can she stay with you? I said, yeah, sure, welcome. So in walks my teacher, Rashri Patel. And so at her end, the story was that when this prayer came up in my heart, Gurudev was in Bangalore and she was in Bangalore. So Gurudev tells her, go to Bombay and teach a course. And she says, but there are riots going on in Bombay, and there is like that time the Hindu Muslim riots were going. So she's saying there are riots going on in Bombay, and there is no place for me to stay. There's no course organized. Why are you sending me to Bombay? He says, go to Bombay, drink plenty of coconut water. And she says, coconut water? He's sending me the middle of riots to drink coconut water. And then she says that when she came, she came to Bombay, she saw me and she knew why Gurudev sent her. And for some strange reason, every hour on the hour, I would keep offering her coconut water. So that was the story. So I did the basic course at that time. And so the basic course was nice, it was fine. I did not have any great experience. It was no earth shattering. I did the Kriya, okay, fine. Everything was okay. I didn't even continue doing the Kriya after that. But she said that there was an advanced course in Rishikesh. And the thought of Rishikesh felt so romantic to me. Just that Ganga ji, and I just heard about it, and I'm like, it would be so nice to just go and sit with your eyes closed over there. So I have signed up. I have gone for the signed up for the advanced course, which was to happen a week later, and so I go to Rishikesh, and the day I was to land in Delhi to go to Rishikesh, the previous night there was a bomb scare at the Delhi airport. So there were a few people sitting around Gurudev in Delhi and saying, now, and that time that was the first course apparently in Rishikesh. Um, they say that there were about 40 to 60 people, something from all over. It was a real small course. That time, Art of Living was still in its budding stages. So it was really small. And so they were sitting around Gurudev and saying, oh, some girl is coming from Bombay. Now, I don't know. She's coming, flights are getting cancelled. So they say that, he looked up like that and he said, Kaun aa raha hai Bombay se? And they said, hai koi Sangeeta Jani karke koi ladki. And they say that he said, ha. And there's Ankush Dada, who's a very senior advanced course teacher. I'm sure most of you know him. So Ankush Dada was there, and he says, Ankush, तुम एयरपोर्ट जरूर जाना, चाहे किसी और की फ्लाइट आए कि नहीं, इस लड़की की फ्लाइट तो जरूर आएगी. So that's how he came to the airport, and then everyone was sitting at a train station, and everyone was to meet gathered there. And that time, Gurudev, we had a Maruti 800, and Gurudev was sitting in that Maruti 800. That was like the most posh car we had in Art of Living at that time. So he was sitting there in that car, and I came from really far. And my teacher tells Gurudev, my friend Sangeeta is here. And he put one foot out of the car, he turned around, he looked at me and says, Aa gayi tum? And the moment I saw him, I just froze. Meaning, the heart recognized him from lifetimes. The first feeling I got was, oh my God, I have known him for lifetimes. Meaning, I have known him always. There's never been a time I've not known him. That's how I recognized him. And I said, oh my God, it's him I have been seeking all my life. In all my relationships, I have only been seeking him. And I didn't know that. So I just froze and I said, it's him. I've been seeking him. But all that was it was all in a fraction of a second. Like, it's not like the whole Bhagavad Gita. It's not like Krishna sat there and everyone stopped war and everyone was listening to Krishna giving it was a realization, that whole, all that knowledge was more a realization. So like that, it was like all this just happened in a fraction of a second, that entire realization. And the first thought that came to my head was, if I'm ever going to see God in a human form, then this is it. This is my feeling, my thought, I said, this is it. And while I'm thinking all this, it's just like tears, 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 tears. I'm not thinking it in my head. I was feeling it in my heart. And, and that was it. And I couldn't go close to him because I was experiencing all these sensations all over. So I didn't go close to him. And then there was another bus. So I just got into that bus where everyone was, and Gurudev. They were waiting. I was the last person. So the car went, and then we went together. And then there was one place on the way to Rishikesh where we stopped. We stopped over there, took a break over there, and meaning I was experiencing all these sensations, and I was so attracted. Meaning I couldn't. I was like, something was happening. Meaning I was so attracted to him, but I couldn't go close to him because I was feeling things I didn't know. So I would look at him, I would go close to him, and then I just look at him from the corner of my eye like that. And every time I'd look at him, he'd be looking at me with big eyes. So I'd quickly look away because it did things to me. And then we reached Rishikesh. I reached Rishikesh, and I got my room. I went to my room, and I knew where. It was just a few of us, right? So everyone knew where everyone was staying. So I knew where Gurudev's kutir was, the main kutir. It was on the first floor, right in the center. So I put my bags there, and I don't know, my legs would not listen to my head. My head kept saying, you have to be well mannered, you have to be in your room. When you're called, you must go there. But my feet kept walking towards his room because I couldn't stop myself from going towards it. Everyone, I'm sure, has experienced that. Everyone who has met him has experienced that. Your feet don't listen to you; they just keep running towards Ganga, towards where he is. But my feet kept going, and my head kept saying, you shouldn't be doing this. You really should wait till you're invited to his room. You shouldn't go. You shouldn't go. My feet wouldn't listen. They kept going. And then it was on the first floor. So I took one step up, second step up, third step. And then there was one point from where I knew the door was open and he would be able to see me if I, took another step. So I just stopped. I didn't want him to see me. I didn't want him to think that. And then suddenly I hear him say, Sangeeta, Sangeeta, aa jao. And I was like, and I went in, and I'm like, if you want me to leave, I can leave. Just tell me, I can go. I'm sorry, I've come. No, no, sit here. So I sat there, and and then he started talking, and then I was like, Gurudev. I didn't call him Gurudev in those days. We call him Guruji. Guruji, uh, when I see you, I experience all these things. What is it? And so then he just smiled, and I'm like, no, but you have to tell me, are you my guru? Because I don't know if you are. You have to tell me. So he says, oh, I'm no one's guru. I'm no one's shishya. But that kind of knowledge I didn't understand at that time. I was just this one kid who I wanted answers. So I was like, no, no, you have to tell me because, when I see you, I feel all these things. And from what I have heard, all gurus are fakes. So only you can tell me whether you're real or not. So the heart trusted him so fully. I wanted to hear it from him, but the head questioned it. The heart, meaning I had no doubt, my heart had no doubt. But the head now and then would say, but gurus are meant to be fakes. So, but the heart just knew it. And yeah, that's how I met him. Then that was like the best ever 5, 6, and I don't know how many days. I think I was there for 7 days or something like that. The best few days of my life ever. I did not know it was possible. So much joy, so much love was possible. I did not know that it even existed. And then when it was time to leave, I started crying. I said, I don't want to go. I says, but you have to go. I said, but if I go, you will forget me and I will lose this feeling. And that is when he told me, he says, look, don't you get it yet? He said, do you think your coming here was an accident? Do you think the past 2 months of your life were an accident? And that's when I froze because I said, it's been exactly 2 months since that thought came in my mind that, when I was looking in the mirror and wearing that mascara, and it's 2 months, and how does he know? So, so that's when I said, okay, he knows, he has something to do with it. And he says, your coming here is not an act. He said, from today, if you never ever see me ever again, whatever is needed whenever will come to you. But I had no experience of him. I had no experience of these things. All I knew was finally I had found him, and wasn't willing to leave just like that, right? So I said, you give me some work to do. If you give me work, you'll have to remember me. So he says, Jao, gyan bato. I said, Gyan Batu, I don't know any Gyan. I know nothing. I've come here seeking. I don't know anything. I thought he was just trying to get rid of me. So I went. Then I came back to Bombay, and then I would have so many questions coming up in my head day after day. And I would write. In those days, we didn't have emails, and there was no internet, and there was no texting, and there was no cell phones. So I used to write letters. And the letter was like, I would have all these questions, 10 page letters I would write. And it would be there on my table. And, the same people who earlier would come and ask me mundane things, my friends, they would come and ask me questions that were in my letter to him, which has not been mailed, which is still lying on my desk. They would come and ask me that question, and without a second thought, meaning without any thought, the words would just fly out of my mouth and I would give them the answer. I said, wait a minute, how is this happening? It's my question. I'm asking him. How am I answering it? And that's exactly, if you ask any teacher, that's exactly what has, till today, that's what happens. I haven't even been trained really to be a teacher. When it was time to leave Rishikesh, and then I said, okay, so you will call me when it's time to meet you next. And he said, हाँ तुम तो आ रही हो ना अगले महीने. So that meant that, yeah, next month I had to go to Bangalore. So very next month I went to Bangalore after having met him. I went and see, for me, I met him and that was it. It was full stop. I had found everything in the world. I didn't want even a pin after that. I didn't want anything. I had just found him and that was it. That was it. There's nothing. I didn't want to do anything. I didn't want anything. It was nothing. I had everything. That was it. You know? So I reached Bangalore ashram and I'm just there and I'm like completely in that space of bliss. And I had signed up for an advanced course, but I was not doing anything, right? I was just very blissed out. And in those days, there were like 8 people living on the ashram and probably few more had come to do the course, the advanced course. So there's hardly anyone there. There were no, you didn't have to make an appointment to meet Gurudev. His door was always open and you could just walk in and out of his kutir I mean, it was just a few people. It was like family. We were friends. He was my best friend. That is who he was to me in those days. And what was I saying? I said, yeah, so that's what I was doing. And that is when he was experimenting with uh, something called a teacher's training program. And so a lot of our, not a lot, but some of our who were seniors today, they were all there in that batch. And we just a handful of people. There were no more than that. It was an experiment. So he sent a message for me to go sit there, and I didn't really want to. I'm not interested in doing any of that. I was just so happy to be there and just be with him. And so I said, but I'm doing the advanced course. He says, now I don't know karo. And he said it so casually. So I just walked into the teacher's training class and I sat for a little while and I said, so much better in his room. This is no fun. So I got up and I left and I went to his kutir and he says, Kaise laga course? I was like, nahi, tum idhar hi baitho, idhar hi baitho. So then after that, he didn't push me, but now and then I would go to class, but he didn't push me to go to class after that. He just made me sit, do whatever. If I wanted to be with him in his kutir, he would let me sit there. And then when it was time to leave, he gave me the Kriya tape. And he also gave me a manual, which wasn't really a manual. It was just a few sheets of paper he gave me, which weren't even printed. They were handwritten and, with drawings and all. It was like that. And he gave those to me and he said, go teach. And I said, teach? I don't know how to teach. I mean, I don't know anything. So he says, तुम कहाँ सिखा रही हो? मैं सिखा रहा हूं, तुम सिर्फ जाओ. And I'm telling you, that was my TTC. Just those words, that was my TTC. That's it. till today, the only thing I remember is those words, and the only thing I follow as a teacher are those words. And that's how it's been for 28 years. And I've done okay, you know. So I come back to Bombay and I put that Kriya tape in the drawer because I really don't know how to teach. I knew there is a Sudarshan Kriya and I know, but I don't know how to teach it. I mean, I know there is pranayam, but I'm not so sure about the counts because I had not done it after that day. So, uh, so then, see, for me, I found him. I was so immersed in him. I cannot explain, how it was. It was just like, I was like, my whole, everything was just him. And so then I was not interested in doing anything else. See, why would one do Kriya? Why would one do any of those things? Because you want something. You want enlightenment, you want peace of mind, I didn't want anything. I didn't even want enlightenment. Because it's like this, no? When your father has a Mercedes, you don't need to go buy another one. You can drive it anytime you want. So just him being enlightened was enough for me. I didn't need a separate enlightenment. That was my state of mind at that time. So just I was happy that he was enlightened and that was it. So there's nothing. So I put that Kriya tape away. But then Khurshid Patliwala ji, I can't call him Bawa. He likes calling himself Bawa, and everyone lovingly calls him Bawa. So if you recognize him that way, I will. But he was studying in IIT at that time, and he was also on that TTC. And so he called me, and he was young, right? So I had the Kriya tape. And so he called me and he says, 7 of my friends in IIT, they want to do the course. So you'll have to come. I had the Kriya tape. I had no choice. I had to go. So I went. Thud, thud, thud. My heart was going like that, thud, 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 because they looked so intellectual when I walked in. They were wearing glasses and they were like, and I knew IITians, come on. They're going to ask me questions I won't understand, let alone give answers. So for 2 minutes I was that. But then after that, I just evaporated somewhere. I just disappeared. And then, like, I could hear what I was saying. And when I was speaking, I was thinking, wow, this is so good. I was understanding, I was learning while I was speaking. So there were 7 boys and me, the 8th participant in my own course. Until today, it's like that. As teachers, this I'm thinking it is just so phenomenal how Gurudev has created this whole thing. He has not waited till people get enlightened to make them teachers. He says, doesn't matter. You go, you just be my instrument. You just go and I will you be like a flute, I will blow through you. It's like that. So you don't have to be enlightened as long as when you're sitting there, because he's teaching through you and you're learning when you teach. And this is something I have so understood, that the purpose of making a teacher, it's not because you're some great thing that he has made you a teacher. I still remember, this takes me to another incident a few years later, where art of living was still, people had just started finding out what art of living was, started hearing about it. Magazines and newspapers had just started getting interested in us. And so that is when one of the teachers came and one day said, Guruji, there's a very bad article in one of the newspapers. And he goes, huh, what have they written? Kya likha hai? I'm telling you something. So untouched. This master of ours is so, it is, I have seen this time and time again. After this, I'll tell you one more incident. No, but really this he says, kya likha hai ye log ne? So the teacher says, basically they have said anyone can become a teacher. So he says, हाँ तो सही तो है. As in, anyone can become a teacher. You don't have to be special to be a teacher. It's his job to make you special. He makes you special. Not even special. He makes you whatever he needs from you to be a teacher. So it's not that you have to have any qualities. You just have to be willing. That's it. And then he works on you. And I think that is just so beautiful, you know. I think that's amazing. Now I don't know what to say.
So, Didi, you were telling once that you are not much into satsangs.
Singing. You know, my name is
Singing.
Sangeeta, but that's it. I can't sing. You know, once what happened? Someone told Guruji that camel milk is very good for the voice. It gives you a good voice. So Guruji said, "Ha, then you must give it to Sangeeta because it's a life's ambition to be able to sing." So bad I am. See, so I have no interest in it. Go ahead. What do you say?
So, so you met Gurudev so many times. You saw in the satsang during your initial times when you saw him in the satsang. I mean, it's so beautiful listening to you, Didi. It's like we are listening to a Bhagavatam, truly. So when you saw Gurudev in the satsang, where you still, so you used to sit in the satsang to see him, or you used to skip the satsangs also in the beginning?
You know, my first satsang, I have to tell you about this in Rishikesh. So it was my first satsang, and so I didn't know that you had to attend everything. It's a sign of respect to be there. You know, I was clueless, right? So it was in the evening, and I'm thinking, oh, this is my evening walk time, and I don't know, satsangs and all for old people. I'm not interested in all those things. I don't think I'm going to go there. But what had happened before that, and earlier in the day, was before I met Gurudev, before I did the art of living, I had learned one course in pranic healing, and at that time, they taught us to check the aura. So I was just so impressed with myself, and I wanted to go check everyone's auras. So even though I recognized Gurudev as in my heart, yeah, I recognized him as God in my heart. Uh, but still, I said, aura, everyone has, right? So I said, I wonder what his aura is like. It must be huge. It must be so great. So I went to him. I said, Gurudev, can I check your aura, please? So he says, "Kahan kahan dhoondogi tum mera aura?" What do I know what that means? My first day with him, my first step into spirituality. I don't know what that means. So he says, "Ha, lekin dekho." So then he must have, contained his aura, made it a little smaller or something. I don't know what he did so that I could check it. And then I was like, so maybe some people's aura is like 1 foot, 1.5 foot, and his was 5 feet or something. So I was so impressed. And that was it, finished. So I was doing my evening walk, and then satsang was going on. And then one thought came to my head. I said, I'm the only one walking here. Let me at least go see what they're doing there. They're doing some boring stuff. Let me just go and sit and see in the back. I'll see for 2 minutes and then come out again. So I have gone and sat right in the back. And I sat there and I suddenly my eyes just shut and I was transported into a different world. And then my eyes are shut, but automatically they open. There's something that's compelling them to open. Not in my control. It's just happening. Automatically they open like that, and I feel all this pressure in my head and this thing, and I see Gurudev over there, and I see this huge cloud, like this aura, which is huge. It's like from one end, like that hall was so big, and the aura was from one end of the room to the other end and up to the ceiling. It was huge, humongous, and it was bright and shining. And I was like, wow. So when you say wow, and then you blink, the moment I blinked, gone. I never saw it after that. But he showed me that aura, of his. So yeah, that was one experience I had. And Rishikesh, there was such a nice one experience once. What happened? There was one. I'm just blabbering. I'm just talking, but like these things are just coming to me. So there was once I mean, we would go to Rishikesh every year. Every year for 1 month, we would have 4 courses, 4 to 5 courses every year. We would have up to Gudi Padwa. We would be there. We would celebrate Gudi Padwa in Rishikesh every year. This would happen, and so all of us would go there, and we would be there the entire time. So one of the years, someone came when Art of Living became a little bigger, meaning there were not 40 or 60 people, but there were probably 200-300 people over there. So one couple came and in satsang they sat, and I saw Gurudev kept looking at them and then shutting his eyes, looking at them and shutting his eyes. Then after the singing was over and Gurudev would answer questions, he said, that lady got up and she was like very, very disturbed. And she goes, Gurudev, मुझे आपको कुछ पूछना है. हम आपके पास भी आते हैं तो भी हमें रास्ते में इतनी संकट क्यों आती है? हमारा फ्लैट टायर हो गया, फिर ये हुआ, क्यों इतनी तकलीफ हम हमें आई? इधर हम आपके पास आ रहे हैं तो भी. So he just smiled and he looked down and he looked at them and he's saying, हाँ, यहाँ तक पहुँचने का रास्ता बड़ा मुश्किल है, पर एक बार यहाँ आ गए, फिर विश्राम करो. I thought that was so powerful. It was just so powerful. It's not, reaching a master, getting a master. Up to that point, till you meet a master, life feels very difficult. But once you are there, with him, it's like it's like a soothing balm over you. It's just so soothing to, like, he's such a blessing. It's such a blessing to have him, to be, like, and God knows how many times we've come to this planet now. I mean, and life is duality. There is joy, there is sorrow, it's difficult, we struggle, but when you take a human body and he takes a human body at the same time, it's the greatest blessing. I feel like that.
Didi, everybody, somebody's mentioning they missed a chance to do advanced course with you in Rishikesh. So for all of them who would like to again do course with Didi, so there is scroll going on. You can refer the scroll and you can attend course with Sangeeta Didi.
Um,
Didi, when did you become advanced course teacher? How was that happen?
so, so so I became a basic course teacher. Then I came back and I told you that IIT course was the first course. And then the second course was at RCF Colony, where someone we knew, she had arranged a course of 60 people. Now, and at that time, Khushiji and myself, we were both there. And so, that time, Gurudev, see, there were no devotees at that time because first teacher. So there were no, like, art of living was so small. There must have been, like, there was just, other than us, there was Arun Madhvanji. That's all. So there was no one. So Gurudev had come to Bombay at that time and the course was going on. So Guruji came to the course and he taught all the points in our basic course. So my second basic course, Gurudev conducted half the course. And then immediately after that, he was going to Gujarat. So I wound up the course and I went to Gujarat. In those days, I traveled with him. Wherever he went, I went. India, abroad, everywhere. And so we went to Gujarat. And yeah, and we went there and we went and I think it was Ahmedabad. I think it was Ahmedabad only. And there was an advanced course going on over there. And those days only Gurudev used to teach. No one else used to teach the advanced course. And and there was no, we didn't have any recordings of hollow and empty. I think he would conduct the hollow and empties. So he has told me to be there. He says, तुम थोड़ा सिखा लो ये सेशन, मैं होके आता हूँ. I don't even know how to teach a basic course. I have just figured it out on the course itself. I've only taught two basic courses, out of which half the second course he has taught. And third course is an advanced course. He's making me sit there and take a session in the advanced course. And so I just sat there and not knowing what to do. And then there's this one gentleman, elderly gentleman, he says one whole shlok in Sanskrit. I don't even know the Sanskrit. I don't even know how to spell Sanskrit. एंड आई एम सिटिंग देयर सेइंग, आपने ये श्लोक का ये मतलब निकाला, इसका तो ये नहीं, इसका ये मतलब है. आई हैव गिवन हिम द करेक्ट मीनिंग ऑफ द श्लोका. What am I doing? What am I saying? So that was my experience. That was a glimpse of this thing. And after that, he kept training me to be, whenever there were advanced courses, I would be taking the sessions, and he would do the hollow and empties and stuff like that. And my whole training, even for basic courses and for advanced course, you go to his kutir before every session, before every process you go, and he, word for word, he will say, "Jaake aise bolo." So he'll tell you the words, and then he'll say, "Kya bologi?" And then I would have to repeat it to him. He'd say, "Correct." And then I would go down and blah 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 blah, say exactly what he told me to say. I would go down and say that. That's how we were trained directly by him, word for word. Till today, I use the same words he had taught me 28 years ago. I haven't changed anything from that. And so, yeah, so he was training me to, become an advanced course teacher and all that. And then this continued for a while. And then one day we were in Rishikesh. I don't even know if I should say this. I don't even know who all is going to be watching this, but I'm just going to say it because for some reason today I'm not stopping. Yeah, I'm not being able to stop. So, when we were in Rishikesh, and then he would make me sit in the hall all day and teach doll making and this and that and all that. And while it was so beautiful outside, Ganga Ji was right outside our ashram. The mountains were so beautiful. Not only that, when I was teaching the course downstairs, and Gurudev, you could hear stuff that was going on in Gurudev's room. So Gurudev would be sitting in his room, and a bunch of all these other, now our very senior teachers, they would be sitting and they would be laughing and giggling. With Guruji, they were having fun, and I had to sit down and I had to teach the course. So I didn't know that teaching an advanced course was considered a good thing. For me, it felt like punishment because I wanted to be with him and I wanted to laugh and I wanted to have fun with him. I didn't want to be sitting down teaching the course. So one very beautiful thing happened at that time. Um, so this went on for like for quite a while. This went on where I wouldn't want to teach, and then later I was rebellious. I was very naughty. Gurudev, I've given him a hard time. Like he really, I was a tough nut to crack. It wasn't easy. Like he's really had to work hard on me. um, so I went to his room one day and I said, Gurudev, I don't want to teach this. I can't imagine teaching this course for the rest of my life, sitting in a room from morning till evening teaching this course. And he says, and I said, I'm getting bored. He says, बोर हो रही हो क्या? I said, हाँ. हो जाओ, बोर हो जाओ. तुम्हारे एक के बोर होने से लाखों का कल्याण होता है. हो जाओ, बोर हो जाओ. मर जाओ, जीते जी मर जाओ. So I knew that okay, it's time for me to keep quiet and leave. That's all I knew at that time. But then actually I want to move on to another story. I want to tell you in connection to this. So that didn't make any sense to me. But after many years, in the year 1999, he took me to Europe and America, and he left me in America with him. And that time, no, none of the other Indian teachers had ever been to teach in America. So he left me there, and he came back, and then he calls me one day, and he says, "तुम्हारा क्या plan है? Life का क्या चाहती हो तुम?" I was like, I've just spent 2 months with you and you're asking me now, kya chahiye, kya? I mean, I was confused that why is he calling me now and asking me? But that was probably the right time, for because you never understand why he does what he does. He has a clear reason for doing anything, everything he does. So I didn't have an answer for him, but when I hung up, I was thinking, okay, so my God, to me, he's God, right? I mean, whatever you make out of it is your thing, but to me, there is no in my, that is who God is to me. So I was saying divinity himself is asking me, what is it you want? I mean, who asks anyone? You just take what life gives you, right? I mean, you just make lemonade out of the lemons that come to your life. For me, that was not the question. For me, he was asking me, do you want lemon or do you want orange? What do you want? So he's asking me, what do you want? And I said, what am I going to ask him? What am I going to ask for? A home, a car, a job, a husband, children? You don't need a guru for that. You don't need divinity to ask you these things. You know, here, what is it that's worth asking? He has come into my life, I don't know after how many lifetimes. I don't know when he's coming next. I don't know when this yoga is going to happen, where he is going to give me an opportunity. He's going to ask me, make a decision. What do you want? I'm giving you the freedom to decide. So I said, what do I ask for? What is it that's worth asking for? Now is the time to only ask for that which will never perish. Anything else I ask for, it will leave when my body leaves. When I die, it will all go. What is it that's worth asking for? And then suddenly those words came back to my head. And I said, Gurudev, I get it now. I'm ready to die. From this moment onwards, let there be no Sangeeta, let there be no presence of me, let there be no person over here with all those personal things. You know, let this let this just all be hollow and just use this body for your work. I'm blessed with a body. Use it for your work. Let every moment of my existence, every breath I take, let it only be for you, for whatever you want to use it for, whatever purpose it is. I don't know your purpose. Your purpose is large. That's all I know. You've come to this planet with a huge mission. I don't know what it is, but whatever part I can play, whatever you need me to do, whatever role you need me to play, use me. I am willing. That's all I want. And that's the only thing I asked for at that time. And from that day till now, besides that, I don't want anything. That is what I really truly want. Everything else will come and go. That's okay. That's the nature of life. It doesn't even matter. You know? But yeah, I was answering one question, I got on to something else, but that's okay, I guess. Yeah. Digvijay.
Didi, I was talking to Tanuma a few days back, and she was mentioning an incident where you were advanced course teacher, and as you just mentioned, you were very rebellious and a naughty person who always wanted to, you know. So
Yeah,
you took them out for a rafting.
yeah. He was training me to be an advanced course teacher. I didn't want to be, and I was naughty. I was very, very rebellious and very, very naughty. So yeah, we. I can't now. I can't say the story right now. We were naughty. I don't want to be a bad example to all those who are watching, who are going to be future advanced course teachers. I don't want to be a bad example to them. But only listen to what I tell you. Don't do what I did. Is that okay, Digvijay?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Yes, yes, please go on. We would
No,
love to hear that story.
that one, no, I don't want to tell.
Acha, so let me ask you, you were so independent and you had your own uh, perception that you would want to do what you like to do,
Yeah,
and still there was surrender. So
yeah.
were there times when you fought with Gurudev, or you argued, or you were trying to put your say in front of him, and then you got scolded probably in the softest way?
We met Gurudev. Uh, you know, the relationship we shared also, it was a little different. Like I said, no, he was my best friend. Yeah. Uh, there were different times, it was very different. Art of living today is so busy, it's so big, it's spread everywhere. In those days, it was still new, and there was more time, and he gave us a lot of personal grooming. And in those days, the need of the hour was that he needed to befriend us, for us to listen to him, for us to be groomed by him. So we would spend the entire, he spent so many hours with us from morning till night. We were together only. And there was nothing like male, female. It wasn't like that, It was, I mean, we were just friends. We were children. We were one family. All of us were one family, and he was the head of the family. It was like that. Um, and even though there was always tremendous respect, and even though we always recognized the divinity in him, but at the same time, there was a closeness. There was such a sakha bhav. There was so much closeness, uh, and an like a casualness, but with respect. It was like that. So yeah, so now and then, the thing was not. It was not. It was me. My nature was like that. I was rebellious. So my nature was that no one tells me what to do. I do what I want to do, but you can't tell me what to do. It's my life, freedom. It was like that kind of an attitude. Um, so if I was bored with the advanced course and I didn't want to teach and I wanted to go rafting because I'm in Rishikesh, I just wanted to go rafting. So I don't know. I don't know what I was thinking. Honestly, till today, I don't know what I was thinking. And so I am the teacher of the course. But the thing is, I didn't understand I was the teacher of the course. I thought he is the teacher of the course and he just sends me down because he wants to get rid of me. He sends me down to teach because he wants to get rid of me, and the rest of them are sitting in his kutir and they're all laughing and having fun. So I was seeing that as punishment. I was not seeing that as a responsibility or a good thing to do. So, so one day I decided I want to go rafting. I'm going to go rafting. So I had some other students who were keeping good silence in the course, and who I will not name them because you all know them. Um, so they were also in the course, and I just put out there. I said, "Come on, let's go rafting. Come on!" And I took them rafting, and I took them and we went rafting that day. I've left my course, and Gurudev had to teach the rest of the course. And that was like the wrongest thing to do. I mean, I'm so ashamed of what I did. That was really wrong what I did. But we just went, and it was so hot that the sun was blazing. So in my head I'm thinking, ice cold water and the hot sun, ah ha ha, perfect combination. But lo, we get into the raft, and what happens? There is suddenly a huge cloud over our heads, and then while we raft, the cloud moves with us and it covers us. I have not said anything. When we came back, Gurudev said, so Gurudev was really angry with me. I mean, that's when he had lost his patience. He was really, really angry. So he had one of our Shashi Nolakaji, she standing downstairs, and said that she won't come up to my room. That doesn't happen, that you don't go up to your feet always take you to his room only. Wherever you go, have fun, do this, do that, eventually go to his room. And that's how it was at that time. So, but he had her standing. So she said, you can't go up. I said, what do you mean? He said that you have to do 10,000 Om Namah Shivais and then go up to his room. So, and I couldn't understand what I did wrong. So I was so hurt and I was so angry. I said, his course, he should teach it. Why does he want me to teach it? That's what was going on in my head, right? So I wanted to go rafting. I'm going rafting. Why is he angry that I'm going rafting? I couldn't understand that at all. But because he said do 10,000, I listen to anything, everything. I may fight. I can't say I fight. I may rebel, but I do whatever he tells me to do eventually. So I will complain, I will cry, I will do all that. But I sat in my room and full night I stayed up. I didn't sleep. I did 10,000 Om Namah Shivas and I kept crying because I thought his punishing me was so wrong. And then eventually in the morning, I finished my 10,000 Om Namah Shivas. As soon as I finished my 10,000 Om Namah Shivas, I went and in those days we had to dip in Gangaji. So at 4 o'clock in the morning, come what may, everyone has to dip in Gangaji. And if you're missing, then he will make sure someone will come and put that torchlight into your room and make sure will wake you up. And you have to go to Gangaji and you have to dip in Gangaji with him and then come back and meditate in the mornings in the hall. It used to be beautiful, ice cold water, but so refreshing it was. So I went to Gangaji and then I go to his room. And then I go and I'm so upset, right? I'm still crying. And he knew exactly I'd been crying. So he then, uh, as soon as I walked in, he had me sit down and he says, chocolate khayegi? And he gives me chocolate. He gives me flowers. I am telling you, no, Gurudev is like, he can't stand, he can't watch tears in a devotee's eyes. He cannot watch it. It brings me back, it brings me to another story. Once he sent me to Netherlands to do, that is the first time we were giving away a human values award. And it was going to be in Netherlands. And so we had this one very nice conference arranged. Gurudev was going to be coming. Rudlupers, the ex-PM, who's still very close to Gurudev. He comes to all our events. He keeps coming to India all the time. He was there. And so it was supposed to be a very nice, big affair and a very respectable thing. And so everything was planned, organized. And then, like about a week or so before that, there's this huge one-page article with Guruji's picture, huge picture of Gurudev. So I was so happy. I told someone, read for me, because it was in their language. And they read and they said, it's a very bad article, everything negative. I said, what? What do you mean? So this thing negative? Oh my God. So I called Gurudev. I said, Guruji, this is uh, not a good article. This is what they've written. He says, नहीं नहीं ऐसा तो नहीं हो सकता है, देखो उसमें कुछ तो अच्छा होगा. So I'm like, yeah, there is one sentence that says that you teach a breathing technique. That also they don't say it's good. So I'm like, I don't know why they have written this. I don't know who has written this and for what. And so he's saying, so when I said, yeah, there's only that one sentence, that you teach a breathing technique. So you know what he's saying? मैंने बोला कुछ तो अच्छा लिखा ही होगा. I said, Guruji, it's the whole thing, and they've only written one sentence that you teach a breathing technique. So I am so amazed at how free and untouched he is. Free, untouched. You can say anything about him, it doesn't touch him. Just doesn't touch him. He's so centered. I don't have the words, but he's just so free, untouched by anything. Like, what are words, for him? He, he's just aligned with the truth. That's it. So he did that. Are we getting late?
No, 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 no,
Digvijay?
no. Absolutely not.
So yeah,
It's still midnight.
huh. So that, and then afterwards, so that was that. And then after that, we went and we just spoke to a few, the Indian, we went to the Indian embassy. Well, just a few people, spoke to everyone. I think got everything together and all. And then again, so everything was fine. And then, we were, 2 days before, there was a worse article came out. So then I was like very upset, and I've called Guruji, and and then I said, Guruji, and I was like, suddenly, you can't take it when, this man, he's working so hard. He works minimum 22 hours a day. There are times when he has not even slept a wink at night, but he sleeps 2 hours, 3 hours. Maximum, if he's traveled the whole world and come back to rest, he will sleep 4 hours. That's like maximum. But otherwise, a couple of hours a night he sleeps. And this man does all this for the world, the entire world he works for. And this is what you do. You can't take it when people, say these things. So I've called him and I'm like, Guruji, it's even worse, this article. Why do you need to come to these countries where they don't value you? Or there's so many people who love you in India. Why do you need to come here? He's saying, हाँ तेरी बात तो सही है, लेकिन अब क्या करें, अब शुरू तो कर ही दिया है, ये जिम्मेदारी तो ले ही ली है मैंने दुनिया के लिए, तो लोग बोले कि ना बोले, काम तो मुझे करना ही पड़ेगा. And so that's it. And then after he heard me cry, what he does is he has suddenly changed everything. I think he made a couple of calls, and one of the calls went to one of the teachers in Netherlands that talk to Sangeeta, tell her that the article is not so bad, the article is very good. Lie to her, tell her. Because, and then that day, apparently, everyone who went to his room, he told everyone, she's crying, she's crying. And then he just changed everything around. And then things just like good articles started coming out in the newspapers. And then, people came together and, all these things started. I've forgotten now. A lot of things happened at that time, but I don't need to get into all that. The thing is, everything worked out. And then he had committed to being there in that conference for 20 minutes. He'll sit there, do his thing, and he will leave, and the conference will continue. But then when he came, he sat for the entire conference from 9 in the morning till 4 in the evening. And at 4 in the evening, he got off the stage and he came straight to me. And he's saying, Ab khush ho to? So, what I'm trying to say is that for him, it did not matter at all. For him, it just didn't matter what anyone says, what they don't say, what nothing, untouched. But a, one tear in a devotee's eyes, he cannot take. He cannot take that. He will do whatever he can to change things around, but he cannot bear one tear in a devotee's eyes. I have seen this time and again, not just with me, with everyone, with so many people. Love, that's it. Devotion. You know, it's like you are his, like you're his. One day, when I was 28 years, so there were quite a few occasions when I had an opportunity to cry on his shoulder. And one day I was crying, I was really crying for something. And he's saying, Sangeeta, मत रो अभी मैं सह नहीं सकता हूँ. Like he could, like the pain, when you feel some pain and you cry, he feels that pain 10 times more than you feel it, or probably even more. I don't know. I'm not sitting in him. But when he said that, I felt that he was feeling more pain than I was. Hmm? Okay.
Didi, can we have a small guru bhajan?
Yeah, let's do a bhajan now. Come.
Yeah.
How long have we been talking
We
for?
do like 50 minutes,
15 minutes?
50 minutes or so. Yeah, yeah. But people are saying we can keep listening to you till 4 o'clock in the morning. That's the plan, Didi, you know. Listening to you, we would like to go into the birthday celebration today,
Oh. We
if that's
listen to
okay.
this. We listen to Sarang.
So am I audible now?
Yes, Sarang.
Am I audible? Guru Charanam Sada Bhajo Guru Charanam Sada Bhajo Guru Charanam Sada Bhajo Guru Charanam Sada Bhajo Chinmaya Manasaham Chinmaya Manasaham Guru Charanam Sada Bhajo Guru Charanam Sada Bhajo Chinmaya Manasaham Chinmaya Manasa Jaya 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 Gurudeva 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 Jaya Ravi Teja Shankar Deva Jaya Ravi Teja Shankar Deva Sumeru Vasa Sada Mandhasa Sumeru Vasa Sada Mandhasa Sunayana Jnana Prakash Sunayana Jnana Prakash Guru Charanam Sada Bhajo Guru Charanam Sada Bhajo Chinmaya Manasaham Jaya 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 Gurudeva Jaya 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 Gurudeva Jaya Ravi Teja Shankar Deva Jaya Ravi Teja Shankar Deva Sumeru Vasa Sada Mandhasa Sumeru Vasa Sada Mandhasa Sunayana Jnana Prakash Sunayana Jnana Prakash Sunayana Jnana Prakash Guru Charanam Sada Bhajo
So beautiful. Lovely.
Didi, that's the plan. Today we want to listen. Even listening to you is so blissful, and these few bhajans in between, we can get into 13th May celebration with a Guru Puja in the midnight chant, if
I
that's
will
okay
need
with
a
you.
break. You can't have me talk so much. People will get bored. How much can you
No, no,
listen to?
everybody, more than 5,000 people are tuned in, Didi, and everybody is blissful.
5,000 people?
Yeah,
Really?
it's live on it's live on 5 different platforms, and so so many people are enjoying it, Didi. They are saying that this can go until 4 o'clock in the morning.
But look at you
Even
making me
listening to
say
you
all
is
these
so
things.
soothing. तो दीदी, ये ज्ञान प्रकाश आपके जीवन में कैसे आता था उस वक्त? Did Gurudev used to give you knowledge? Were there knowledge discussion, or you used to read so many books?
Never.
Listening to you on various topics, even Guru Gita or different things, योग वशिष्ठा, या किस तरह से वो?
नहीं नहीं ऐसे कुछ नहीं है. See, we all know Gurudev, right? He has his own way of transferring knowledge. He just awakens the knowledge in you. I cannot claim to have read anything, I'm no expert on any, I don't have any expertise on any scriptures or books or none of that. Um, and Guruji's way of teaching. I remember when we were in Rishikesh. Everything keeps coming back to Rishikesh. But one day, and someone came to Guruji and said that they that time no one really knew. I mean, no, I mean, didn't know about him. So one person came and said, "Do you have any books that we can read?" So he pointed to all of us and he says, "Yeah, they're all my books. Read them." So, like, and his way of transferring knowledge, is different, right? He speaks. It's not that he doesn't speak, but what he doesn't say is so much more powerful, you know?
Didi, we have people from so many countries saying hi to you. From Indonesia, people are saying hi. I think
I spent some
from
good time in
USA.
Indonesia. Mm.
Uh, so, do you have you have traveled a lot, Didi? Can you share some memories, some
Indonesia,
stories
we're
from?
talking about Indonesia. I remember how I went to Indonesia. Again, I went to Rishikesh, and it was not easy to go to Rishikesh. It was, you go from Bombay to Delhi was a long flight. Then from there, it's a 6-7 hour journey to Rishikesh. So you start in the morning, you reach there late in the evening, and then you have to walk it across to Vanprasth Ashram. So did all that. I go there and finally I shower, change, all that. I go into Gurudev's kutir, and Gurudev says, "अरे तो यहाँ क्या कर रही है? You do one thing. You leave for Bombay and tomorrow, and you then go to go to Indonesia tomorrow or day after." So I'm like, "I have just come here." So he says, "Yeah, yeah, but you go." So go meaning go. So I have called Jakarta. He gave me a number, and I called Minuji. Minuji was such a fantastic teacher and a superb volunteer, superb, dynamic. And she left her body some time back. But I called her. I had her number. I called her, and she said, "No, I called someone else, and she, I think, called me back and said that I said Gurudev has told me to come there, and they have called Guruji and said, Guruji, please do not send any teacher. There is no possibility of any course happening here." So Guruji said, "Come what may, Sangeeta has to leave tomorrow and come there." He was not willing to take no for an answer. So they called me and they said, "Well, come." So I went and they said, "With a lot of difficulty, we've got 20 people. After that, I don't think we're going to be able to arrange more people." And so I said, "Okay, now he has sent me and he has insisted, so I will teach and then see whatever." So taught 20 people. And then on the last day of the course, I said, "I'm new in this country. If you've enjoyed the course, then, help me arrange more people and send your friends and family." Next day onwards, I had two courses a day. All around, my first course after that was a 70 people course. After that, all courses twice a day, around 100 people, give or take, like that. And in between, so I used to be in the same hall, and in between, we would do volunteer training. I remember that so much. And this continued for so long. So, you know what I'm trying to say is that when Gurudev tells you to do something, he's not telling you to apply your mind. He's just telling you to take your body there. The work is done. Before you even reach there, the work is done. You just have to go there and do play acting. That's it. He's the director. You don't have to direct the film. Don't get confused in your role. Your role is an actors, not the directors. Let the director do his job, you do your job. So if you're willing to be just an actor, you will see how everything just happens. And you know that it's all done beforehand. Same thing in with Indonesia that happened. Then that same thing happened even when he sent me to America. I went to America in 99. He took me from, I remember he took me to the Millennium Course in Italy. There was a Millennium Course over there. And that was the year that Amma left her body. And I remember that even though that course happened, the Millennium Course happened, and on New Year's Eve, I remember Gurudev sitting there, and there were so many people, thousands, many, many, it was big, big course. Gurudev was sitting there and he says, you know, there was a lady in my life, and there was pin drop silence, meaning you could not even hear anyone breathe. And he says, she loved me so much. She loved me more than herself. And then you could feel his tears, right? Like I'm sure I saw tears in his eyes, I'm sure. But there was not in the audience, there was not a single dry eye, not a single dry eye in the audience. That was the year Amma passed away. Anyway, so that's just something I wanted to tell you. I remembered that when talking about Italy. And then after that, he took me to America with him. And you want to say something?
No, 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 nothing. Please.
So then after that, he took me to America with him. And then he took me and then he left me there. He told me he was taking me for a month or 2 months or something, left me there for 9 months. And uh, he, he left me there. And he was so sweet, you know. He has personally called people, told them to take care of me. I'm sending my teacher from America, from India, make sure she's comfortable, take care of her, and all that. But there were really no courses happening at that time. But there were few teachers, no, very few teachers were there. They were still developing. The country was still happening there, and so he gave me only two instructions. One, he just told me, he said, teach big courses and kindle love in people. That's the only thing he said. Yeah, and so when you go there, you land there. There is like a course of 3 people and 5 people happening every 2 3 months. And he's saying teach big courses, large courses. I don't have volunteers. I don't have anything. Yeah, everyone's busy over there. Who's going to help you? But somehow there were like just a few people who got together and they supported me. And then we had like one course of 50 people. Then we had 100 people. Then we had 200. We had like large courses and like big courses. A lot of people started doing courses and um, a lot of people became teachers and all that. And so one day, and then, we got some media coverage and this and that and all. So then Gurudev was asking me, he says, so what is happening? This. So I told him, I said, "Guruji, it's so easy. Why didn't they do it earlier? So he says, he just looked at me sharply and he says, don't think it has anything to do with any person. It's all about time. When the time is right, it just happens through whoever. So he didn't allow that gap, he didn't allow it to enter my head that, oh, I did it and someone else didn't do it. So he did that to me. And also, In that process, I clearly saw, anyone would have clearly seen that it was already done. It's not, it was not difficult to arrange those big courses. I taught a few courses, then volunteers came, taught DSNs, and then we all got together. All those people are till today, they probably there right now. I don't know if they're there online, but they are some of the most strong teachers today in America. A lot of them, they're there. So I saw that everything just happened. You didn't really. I can't today. If I look back and say, someone asks me, "What was the strategy?" How so often people say, "What is your strategy? How do you teach big courses? What do you do?" I'm saying, I have no plan. I have no strategy. I just go along with his strategy. I don't know what his strategy is. I just go along with that. Literally doing play acting. I can see that the stage is set before I even reach there. The stage is set. I have seen that numerous times because it's impossible as you, an individual person, to do what you did. When I look back, I say, how did I do that? I mean, how did it happen? you know it's not really, you really need to get that, you get that. There's another very nice thing that how Gurudev is, all the knowledge he gives us, it's not through words or books, it's such practical experience. One day, again, he's in Rishikesh and I'm in Bombay. And he calls me and he says, "What are you doing? What's your plan?" I said, "Gurudev, I had a DSN announced this week, but I've been teaching back to back every week. I got really tired, so I've asked someone else to teach that course." "Very good. It means you're free, na? So you do one thing. I was supposed to be in San Francisco. There's a conference going on right now in San Francisco on prisons. So I need a prison smart representative. And I'm sitting in Rishikesh. I was supposed to go, so I can't go now. You go." Now I have an American passport. I was born there. So it's so easy. I don't need a visa, nothing. You go. I'm the only one who can be sent overnight, easily. So he says, "You go." I said, "But what do you want me to go there and do?" He says, "You will have to speak a lot, and there is no time right now to brief you on what you have to say. Doesn't matter, you go, I'll do the talking." So I have said, okay, he's called me late in the night. So I said, okay, I'll sleep tonight. I'll get up in the morning and book a flight. And in the meantime, I have just called America to let them know I'm coming. So they may have called Gurudev to say that, she called. He says, "She called you? But I told her to leave last night. She's still in Bombay." He wanted me to leave in 1 minute, like that, in 1 second. He wanted me to just leave. And so he called me. He says, "Why are you still there? Leave." I said, "I thought I will sleep. If you call me in the middle of the night, I thought I'd finish sleeping and then go next morning." He says, "No, no, leave right now. Conference is in progress." So I've taken this 30 plus hour flight, gone there, landed there, changed my clothes at the airport itself. I have been picked up from the airport, driven 4 hours to go to that place where the conference was. And then we reached the conference. There's no place for me to rest, anything. Straight away, I had to go and sit in the conference and speak. Now, I have spoken such rubbish, I can't tell you. While speaking, I'm thinking, oh my God, Gurudev, he has put his reputation at stake by sending me here because I'm speaking total rubbish. And so I have finished everything, and then I really needed to sleep. So I got up and I left. When I was leaving, some lady came running from behind me. She says, "I'm a journalist from the yoga journal, and your talk was so inspiring. I want to interview you." So when she said your talk was so inspiring, I'm looking, who is she talking to? Is it me? Because I really spoke rubbish. But there was so much between what I said and what she heard. Something happened between what I said and what she heard. And he's saying that I will do the talking. He spoke in her ear, not through my mouth, but in her ear, he spoke for sure. So really, I'm saying that, you're literally just a puppet. When you work for him, you're just a puppet. And when you do that in the process, you also grow, and whatever results have to happen, they also happen through you. Whether in a course it is benefiting someone else, someone else's spiritual growth, or when you have to convey a message to someone or something, it just happens. And in that process, you also acquire merit when you do that. So it's a very beautiful plan. He's got it organized so beautifully, you know. Okay, now I don't know what to say. Digvijay ji?
Yeah, Didi, you were mentioning a very beautiful incidents when he called all the senior teachers to his kutir.
Yeah, oh, I have to tell you this. Yeah. So, so in those days, we used to travel everywhere, all over the world, and we used to really work very hard. We used to work many hours. So the one day, all of us got together in the ashram. So we would get together certain times of the year that we would all meet, the ashram, because like Shivratri and Navratri, and certain times, that we would all be there in the ashram. So it was just one of those, I can't remember, one of those times when we were all there. And we were all, and there was this uh, one Ganesh Kuti where we would all stay, and at that time we were all staying in one of those round kutis. And so till late in the night we were discussing that, oh, I did so much work, and someone saying, I did so much work and I am so tired and I'm so this and I'm so that. And then next morning, Gurudev someone has come knocking at all our doors. Gurudev's calling y'all, Gurudev's calling y'all. So we were like, Gurudev's calling us. See, we work so hard, Gurudev's calling us. So we all go to Gurudev's kutir and all, and then he makes us sit in the back. So we sit and we're feeling very happy and proud and all. And we're sitting and then sitting and then sitting and then sitting and then sitting. And while we're sitting for 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, we're moving little left, right, because in those days that kutir was just one round kutir, nothing else. Huh? There's one round kutir, and he had like one cot in one side and one little folding chair he used to have, on which he used to sit, like literally a baby chair, a folding baby chair on which he would sit, and one little table in front of him on which he would keep things and give to people. So that's all. And then there was just chatais, just mats on the floor, and then there were like the windows were just slits like that. And there were lizards would come through it, and ants would come through it, and everything would come through it. And that was his room where he slept, ate, met people. Everything happened only in that one room. And so we were sitting in the back in that one little tiny round kutir in the back. We were sitting and moving and feeling uncomfortable and everything. And in the meantime, there's a huge line of people coming and going, and patiently someone saying, my Gurudev, please bless my daughter gets married. And then he speaks, and what does she do? They say, then a prasad go. Next one, Gurudev, I have this back pain, patiently, oh, okay, where, what? Okay, okay, you go meet this doctor. Here, take prasad, go. Guruji, my son, he needs a job. He's very qualified. Yeah, acha, oh, okay, why don't you talk to this one, that one? Okay, 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 okay. Or someone has said, Guruji, the tank is broken, the water tank is broken, there's a problem, water's not coming. Oh, acha, okay, okay, then go do this, go do that, whatever, whatever. Then something else, and something, people keep coming, going, keep coming, going, keep coming, going. 2 hours, 3 hours. Lunchtime, we said, okay, now he'll get up for lunch at least. No, lunchtime comes, lunchtime goes, and then finally couldn't take it in that little hot kuti, not even a fan there. And then till then, people are coming non-stop. And he's patiently listening to everyone and getting the job done. Yeah, he didn't have secretaries in those days. And then later, finally, I couldn't take it at 6 o'clock. I said, Gurudev, don't you think you should get some fresh air, step outside, go for a walk or something? And he's saying, ha ha ha, I think I will meditate. So he gets up and he moves, he just gets up and he moves a little, and then he moves, and before going out, he stops where all of us were sitting, a whole bunch of senior teachers sitting there. He stops, he looks at all of us and he says, this is called working. And he walked away. We felt so small. After that, none of us ever said that we work hard. When you observe him work, whatever you do is nothing. It's just playing. Yeah,
So,
that's a
Didi,
story.
there are so many people who are mentioning about your birthday story. I also would like to listen to your birthday story, but after a song, if that's okay with
We'll
you,
play a
can we have
song.
a
Yeah. We
bhajan?
listen to a song and then we do.
Sarang, there is many people are mentioning about your bhajan also.
Thank
YouTubers
you
and
so
videos.
much.
Yeah.
Thank you. I guess the sound settings have not been changed. गुरु गोविंद तो खड़े काकेला गोपाल गुरु गोविंद तो खड़े काकेला गोपाल बलिहरि गुरु आपड़ो गोविंद दियो बताए कबीरा गोविंद दियो बताए गुरु गोविंद तो खड़े काकेला को गुरु गोविंद तो खड़े काकेला को बलिहरि गुरु आपड़ो गोविंद दियो बताए कबीरा गोविंद दियो बताए यह तन विष की बेलरी गुरु अमृत की खान यह तन विष की बेलरी गुरु अमृत की खान शिष्य पियो जो गुरु मिले तो भी सस्ता जान कबीरा तो भी सस्ता जान सब धरती कागज करूं लेखनी सब बन सब धरती कागज करूं लेखनी सब बन सात समुद्र की मसी करूं गुरु गुण लिखा न जाए कबीरा गुरु गुण लिखा न जाए ऐसी वाणी बोलिए मन का आपा खोए ऐसी वाणी बोलिए मन का आपा खोए और इनको शीतल करे खुद भी शीतल होए कबीरा खुद भी शीतल होए दुख में सुमिरन सब करे सुख में करे अनको दुख में सुमिरन सब करे सुख में करे अनको जो सुख में सुमिरन करे तो दुख काहे होए कबीरा तो दुख काहे होए तो दुख काहे होए कबीरा तो दुख काहे हो.
Beautiful, Sarang. Yes, Didi, about your birthday story.
You know, that birthday story that they're all asking for, it's already there on YouTube. But I want to tell you one other birthday story. My first birthday after I met him. It was in the ashram, Bangalore ashram. And in those days, the ashram, it was not, we just had like very few rooms. Some, it was all, everything was thatched. Even our dining area, it was like just a thatched roof, and there's nothing concrete. So even our kitchen was like that. It was, there was a tin roof, and we didn't have a stove or anything. It was all on the floor, and there's no platform. And I remember it was my birthday, so I said, okay, let me go to Guruji's kutir in the morning, and his door usually opens at 9. So I said, okay, his door will open at 9. I want to be waiting outside. When his door opens, I'll take blessings from him. So I must have gone at about 8 o'clock or something. I started walking and I passed that kitchen. Past the kitchen, and I see his footwear outside. So I say, what is Gurudev doing at this time in the kitchen? So I open the kitchen, I go in, and he says, oh, the birthday girl has come. I thought it's your birthday, so we should treat everyone. And in those days, we didn't have, so like, it's not like we had so many devotees who would be bringing things, sweets, and we didn't have that. No one, like, hardly anyone would ever come to the ashram. So when you got fruit, it was a big deal that fruit came to the ashram. Someone got fruit for Gurudev. So I saw that Gurudev was chopping fruit in the kitchen. And he says, I thought everyone should have fruit salad for your birthday. You know, it was like, if you remember, if you were there at that time, you would know that there was, it's not that we would have ample things coming in. We didn't have so many people bringing things, so whatever little was there, it was always given to us. And at 8 in the morning, he was sitting and cutting fruit, and he wanted to make fruit salad for everyone to celebrate my birthday. And I remember that day, he fried puris in the kitchen. And he was serving, those days he used to cook and serve. He loves cooking, and he really cooks so well. And he had fried puris, and he was serving puris to everyone. That it was so nice. He's just so, Guruji is like everything. He's your mother, your father. Really, that song, Guru Mat Pita, he's not, but he's so much more. He's like everything to you. He's everything. Like, I can only tell you the incident, but I can't express the feeling. So when you hear it, you say, okay, yeah, so fine, he made food. It was not that. It was just so beautiful, that whole, how he did it. So much love, so much love.
You mentioned about the birthday story which is there on YouTube. I have not heard it.
Yeah,
What
just
is it
go to
about?
YouTube and watch.
Okay.
You want me to repeat that? It's there.
In a brief, probably.
My birthday. So it was one of my birthdays soon after I met him, right? And so I was thinking, I was like, it's used to birthday meaning what? You have a party, your friends come over. That's all. I didn't want to have, I didn't feel like doing any of those things, but I still wanted my friends there. And I was thinking, it would, I can't remember that story now, I've forgotten what was I thinking. I was thinking that, it was so long ago, I'm forgetting all these stories. But I was thinking something like, I'm getting old. You better start noting everything down. But I was thinking that, if, there's nothing special happening in my life right now. And was I thinking it would be nice to have Guruji or some, I don't know, I can't remember what I was thinking really, but there was like something, there's no plan, and there was like a vacuum kind of a thing, feeling. That feeling was no. So, and those days there was no phone in the ashram. There were no cell phones. There was no phone in the ashram. Phone was only in Gyan Nagar, in the city, in our office in the city. So someone from there has called me and said that, Gurudev's coming to your place on the 23rd, my birthday, and he's going to be staying with you. So I was like very happy. I said, "Oh no, no, he's going to be coming with us, staying with me only." I think those days it used to be. Now I've forgotten how it was. Digvijay, can I skip this story? I've forgotten. I think he said, I'm forgetting whether he was staying, what it was. But okay, the essence was that, he came, he came, I had not gone to pick him up or anything. He came by a taxi. And who came? Someone came with him. He got up in the morning and said,
All right,
let's,
probably
huh?
this can be homework for everybody to search your story on the YouTube.
Yeah, I've forgotten now this story. I don't know why I can't remember. I just remembered that he surprised me by coming by taxi, coming home. And then so in my heart, that vacuum was there. And I just thought, oh, if I had like someone in my life, then, but so he became that someone in my life. He came and he gave me a box of heart-shaped chocolates and all that. And I remember it was a very nice birthday. But now I can't remember. I don't want to talk about the story because I can't remember it clearly right now. I've
Mm.
forgotten that story.
So, Didi, Vishalakshi Mandap was one of the first major events of Art of Living. Do you have any memory from that time? Any incidents
Vishalakshmi
you remember?
Mandap, when VM and the inauguration happened, that time I was in America. And so he didn't tell me to come back. He wanted me to stay on and continue with the work. But everyone else, the teachers from America came to India. But I had to stay over there and continue working. I didn't mind it. I didn't complain. I didn't mind it. But he really felt it. He said it. He even called and he told me on the phone that यहाँ तो इतना सब हो रहा है, सब लोग आ रहे हैं, पर तुम अभी वहीं हो, कोई बात नहीं, तुम आओगी तब तुम्हें दिखा देंगे. Like he felt that, she's the only one who won't be here. Everyone else is going to be there. And but I didn't feel bad about it. I didn't feel anything. I was okay to stay there and work. When I came to India and when I went to the ashram, so what and he like Vishalakshmi for him was his dream project, very proud of it, loves it even today. And he really wanted to show it to me. So I went straight to his kutir. I went to his kutir and it was night. I remember he got up, he took me by the hand. And that was that old Shakti Kutir in the other hill, the other side. And VM now, it is on the other side. Everything has shifted now to this side, right? It's like a long walk. So one hill and then it's the other hill. So he has got hold of my hand and he has taken me all the way from Shakti Kutir to Vishalakshi Mandap. And he has gone there and he has told everyone, all those people who were, and then there were a few people also who saw that, he's taking me there. Everyone came along. Who doesn't want to be with Gurudev? And then went, and then he had them turn on the lights in VM and all that, open up VM, open the door, everything. And then we went in and he showed me every inch, every corner, every inch of Vishalakshmi Mandap. He showed me the flowers and he showed me the the lotus flowers on top, and then he showed me all the devis he has, and or the Ganpati and this and that and the meaning of everything and everything. And he says, it echoes over here, Sangita, Sangita, see how it echoes. Meaning so much love, so much love. See, it doesn't matter. it's a building that has come up, people have come, it's something that happened, it's okay. But he felt that, this girl is there continuing my work while everyone else is here celebrating. So when I came back, he wanted me to experience that celebration. And I'm telling you, it was a million times more than being here during the actual celebrations. I just felt so much love, and so much gratitude that he cared, that he, like, so much he cared. It was not necessary, but just, you know, so beautiful, like the minutest thing. He doesn't want you to miss out on even the minutest thing. He, when you do his work, he does thousand times more for you than you even deserve. I mean, what was I doing? Nothing. I was sitting comfortably, just teaching a few courses here, there. But that I cannot even explain. That so beautiful.
There is something around Gujarat, no, that worm and snake thing.
Yeah, yeah. So many years ago, initially only, we had gone to. I was traveling with him. We went to Gujarat, and in Gujarat, he was sitting. Where was it, in Baroda or Ahmedabad or somewhere we were, and he was sitting, and he was talking to some very important person. I can't remember. Must be some politician. It was an important person at that time, and so they were having a conversation, and nice conversation. It was in the flow and everything. Suddenly he starts looking around. So I'm like, Gurudev, you want something? He says, एक पेपर का पीस दे देना, देखो यहाँ एक worm है. With so much love, tender caring, he has picked up that worm and said, इसको गमले में रख दो, कोई इस पे पैर रख देगा. Meaning, for him at that time, that worm and that important person had the same meaning, the same importance. For him, there is no difference. No difference. It's that worm and that person, same. Meaning the same thing once, even in his kutir. I'm sure a lot of people know this story also. In his this new kutir, not the current one, but the Ganga kutir, there in the pipe, there was one snake which had not been moving for a few days. So he has called the vet, and that snake was really sick. He thought, oh, the snake is really sick. So they've hospitalized the snake. Snake was in ICU because that king cobra had food poisoning. King cobra had food poisoning, and so he was in ICU, and Gurudev would call every day to see how he was doing, that snake. Can you imagine how many people would do that? No? So for him, it like man, woman, girl, male, female, rich, poor, human, animal, like an insect. You know how he has those hollow and empty meditations? He talks about a tiny insect, like a tiny ant and a huge elephant. It's all the same. It's all the same. There's no difference for him. We learn. You were asking now if we like books and all. If we read, you don't need books. You just observe him. I have learned whatever I have learned by observing him. And a lot of things about him that I don't understand, I have learned through my own actions. This is something which is very beautiful also. Sometimes Gurudev does certain things which you cannot fathom. You don't understand. Like, why is he doing this? Like, what does it mean? And then within a few days, I catch myself doing exactly the same thing with a volunteer or someone. And the minute I do it, I understand, oh, this is what he meant. Oh, this is what he was doing. So he has his own ways of teaching us, and they're radical. Yeah.
Didi, how was your how was the experience of your first satsang in Mumbai? Gurudev used to come to Mumbai so often, and he used to stay with you like 10 times in a year.
Yeah.
Oh, how was your experience during those days or the satsangs in Mumbai? One of the first few satsangs.
Yeah. So, when I first met him, first when I met him in Rishikesh, I'd met him. So, and after that, when I came back to Bombay, and I was driving, I mean, I was in my car and I'm looking around and I'm seeing these huge hoardings. I don't know whether it was Murari Bapu or Asharam Bapu, who was, like one of these saints. And I see these huge hoardings and I say, look at these huge hoardings, but why do people not know my guru? I mean, like he's like, how can they not know him? How can they not recognize him? Why don't they? Like, I couldn't understand why he was not known. And in my head, I took on the responsibility that everywhere his hoarding should be there. People should know him. Not because I wanted him to be known, but because I wanted everyone to experience what I had experienced in his presence. I wanted everyone to benefit from him being there. So I said, I want to see him like this all over. And so this kept on going, this kept going on and on in my head. And then like, he came to Bombay multiple times in a year. So then when he came next, I said, Gurudev, I'd like to have like a real big satsang. Like, I'd like to have 100 people over. Is that okay with you? He says, yeah, yeah, go ahead. In my head, 100 was a youth satsang. So I have called everyone, all my mother's friends. My friends won't come for satsang. So I called all my mother's friends and everyone. And then we had 100 people satsang in my living room. And oh, the satsang is done. Now who's going to do the singing? So I said, oh, I know how to sing. I know these songs. I've been to the ashram. I know how to sing. So I have closed my eyes and I've started singing. The moment I sang, ting, Guruji opens his eyes and looked at me. That's when I realized that was the first time I realized I cannot sing. Luckily, Banu Didi was there. She did all the singing. That was the first satsang we ever had in Bombay. And at that time, it was a dream to have 100 people. And again, now it is a dream to have only 100 people when he's there. Not really, though. Very happy that so many people are benefiting from his being here. We don't know now when he'll come again.
Sarang, can we have one more?
What time is it now? Oh,
Almost
I haven't
Guru
seen
Puja.
so long. People must be bored. Can you please ask them that do they really want more or are they bored?
They all are. If you can see the comments, Didi, I mean, people can still do the comments and let Didi know how you are liking it. But we have so many comments, so many comments. They are loving it. People are in tears and they are feeling so much grateful. Somebody gave a very nice comment that your name Sangita is it suits you very much because you are like Gurudev's song.
Oh,
It's like you're singing for Gurudev and you are like his song. Somebody has commented that. So everybody is loving your story.
I'm glad. Now we'll listen to a real song. Oh, we can't hear you, Sarang.
You're not
Can you
audible.
do what you did earlier?
Okay. Maybe after one more story, we can come back to you.
Can't hear?
Yeah, yeah. He just needs to do some setup. Didi, were there times when you cooked for Gurudev?
Yeah. See, you know how this that you have
Because
some
he
people.
used to come to your house and
So yeah, when Gurudev comes home, I don't get a chance to cook for him or anything like that. There's no time to do that, right? I mean, there are other things that
okay.
have to be taken care. Besides, that's a good thing for him that I don't have time to cook because poor thing. You really don't want. But there was one time, not at home. This was in Germany. I was in the German ashram, and Gurudev was coming from Canada. And so I'm seeing that no one is preparing for Guruji's food, nothing. So I'm asking everyone who's going to cook for Gurudev. So they said, "You are." I said, "I don't know how to cook. I've never cooked in my life." And they say, "Well, you are the only one who knows, what to feed him and how to feed him and all that." I said, "Oh God, what am I going to do?" So, "What time is he coming?" They said, 9 o'clock. I said, "When Guruji comes so late, he never eats. He'll just have a glass of warm milk and go to sleep. I know Gurudev." So, but anyway, we have to keep some food ready. Now, in my head, now the only things I know is, like simple things like boiling pasta and, opening a bottle of ragu sauce and mixing it in, or stir frying some broccoli and stuff like that, and a baked potato. The easy things I knew how to do, but they didn't necessarily go together. But I said, that's all I know how to make, so let me just do it. Now, so he's coming at 9 o'clock in the night. Early in the morning at 5, 6 o'clock, I'm doing my first stage pranayam and I'm thinking, I don't know how long it's going to take to cook all this. Maybe I should clean the vegetables. So I go clean the vegetables, 5 o'clock in the morning, clean the vegetables. Second stage pranayam I'm doing, I'm thinking, maybe I should cut the vegetables and keep it. That will be good. So again, I drop it, I go to the kitchen, I cut the vegetables. Then maybe I should boil the pasta. Meaning, full day, my mind was only in his food. I'm only thinking, oh my God, like, I don't know how long it'll take to make it. Will it turn out good? Won't it turn out good? Doesn't matter. He's just going to have milk and sleep. He's not going to eat anyway. Full day, I was engaged only in his food. So, but I'm thinking he's not going to eat. He's just going to come, have warm milk, and sleep. So he has entered, his flight was delayed. So forget 9, he has come at some 10, 11 o'clock in the night. And definitely he's not going to eat so late. He never eats so late. And so he's standing at the door. And I said, okay, let's do Aarti and all. Doing Aarti and all, interested. He's saying, खाना तैयार है, बहुत भूख लगी है. So Tanuja Didi was there with me. Tanuja Limayaji, Tanuja Didi, she was there with me. And so drop the aarti, give it to someone, and run up to the kitchen and start heating his food. I'm still not even started heating his food. Someone comes running. Gurudev saying, "Don't worry about eating the food. Just give it to me. I'm hungry." Like, what is? I've never heard Gurudev like this. I've never ever, meaning he is the master of fasts. I have seen him spend an entire day without a drop of water, forget food. Never heard him ask for food like that. And enough time I've spent with him to know that, he's not, he's never done this. So I said, this is really strange. So I take the food, my hands are shaking like that, and I go, Gurudev, I don't know whether there's any taste or not in this food, whether there's anything else or not, but there's a lot of love in it. Please eat, Gurudev, whatever it is, just eat this. So he's ignored me completely and he's eating and all that. Then after some time, he's saying, आज तो इतनी भूख लगी, तेरे हाथ का भी खाना अच्छा लग रहा है. And then he's saying, have you been cooking all day? I said, yeah. So he says, no wonder. I don't remember ever in my entire life feeling this hungry. Ever. And he's saying, I don't understand what happened to me today, but now I know. So you see how connected we are to him. We say that how does Guruji know when something is happening to me? I'm sitting in another part of the world, he's somewhere else. How does he know what's going on inside of me? How does he know what's happening to me? How does he know? No, he feels it. If you are thinking about his food, he's feeling the hunger. He just knew. We are so connected. We're not even connected. We are him. We're inside him. Like he feels us inside him. You know, there's another time like that only, food related. He was in Bombay and he was fasting full day. It was Ekadashi, Full day. He had not even had water because I was with him throughout the day. I know. He was only meeting people in the hot sun, and he was only full day outside meeting thousands of people. There was not a water bottle in sight. He finishes all that, comes back home, showers, changes. He's in his room. From under the door, I can tell the lights have gone off. I'm cleaning up outside. There few volunteers are in the kitchen, and people bring food for Gurudev, thinking that he may eat. Right, so everyone wants to offer. So people have brought all the food, but we had to distribute it amongst the volunteers because he was not eating, he was fasting, and he had already retired to the room. So we've given away everything, we're cleaning up the kitchen and all that. Suddenly, he has gone retired to his room. He opens the door, he comes out, and he says, "Someone has brought makhan for me, white butter. Bring me that because if I don't eat that, she won't sleep all night. And if she doesn't sleep all night, I won't sleep all night." So I said, "But Gurudev, now we have given away all the food everyone brought to all the volunteers. There's no food left. Kitchen is clear." He says, "You will have to get me that makhan somehow because she's not going to be okay if I don't eat that makhan." So then I go back to the kitchen and see what to do, what to do. And I see this box lying there. And it said makhan. And then we give him that makhan at night. And he eats that makhan at night. Just butter, plain butter he eats. This man has fasted all day. He has not even had water. He could have seen it through. The fast ends at 4 in the morning. He could have easily seen it through and had it in the morning. He did not. After having fasted all day, not even had water, he broke his fast. He interrupted his fast with butter. Why? Because someone put so much love into making that butter for him that he had to eat it. This is our master. We cannot understand him. You can only feel, you cannot understand. And even the feeling that we feel is just a fraction of what he feels. He's our master.
So, Didi, we'll go to Sarang once.
We'll go to
Gurudev.
Sarang and then should we? Acha, let Sarang take over now, right?
Jai Gurudev.
Sarang, you want to take over now? Just
Yeah,
sing.
I
Now,
can. Can you
you
hear
only
me? Can
sing.
you hear me? Am I audible?
Yeah, can hear you. Just sing now. Just
That's
continue
great.
singing. No, enough stories.
Yeah,
Enough
so
stories.
I can just relate this particular bhajan to all the stories that you have been saying, and I just came to. I also realized that this is one of your favorites. So let's do this. रहते हैं जलवे आपके नजरों में हर घड़ी रहते हैं जलवे आपके नजरों में हर घड़ी मस्ती का जाम आपने मस्ती का जाम आपने ऐसे पिला दिया मस्ती का जाम आपने ऐसे पिला दिया सतगुरु तुम्हारे प्यार ने जीना सिखा दिया सतगुरु तुम्हारे प्यार ने जीना सिखा दिया हमको तुम्हारे प्यार ने इंसान बना दिया हमको तुम्हारे प्यार ने इंसान बना दिया सतगुरु तुम्हारे प्यार ने जीना सिखा दिया सतगुरु तुम्हारे प्यार ने जीना सिखा दिया हमको तुम्हारे प्यार ने इंसान बना दिया हमको तुम्हारे प्यार ने इंसान बना दिया भूल भूला हुआ था रास्ता, भटका हुआ था मैं, भूला हुआ था रास्ता, भटका हुआ था मैं, भूला हुआ था रास्ता, भटका हुआ था मैं। किस्मत ने मुझको आपके, किस्मत ने मुझको आपके काबिल बना दिया, किस्मत ने मुझको आपके काबिल बना दिया, सतगुरु तुम्हारे प्यार ने जीना सिखा दिया, हमको तुम्हारे प्यार ने इंसान बना दिया। जिस दिन से मुझको आपने अपना बना लिया, जिस दिन से मुझको आपने अपना बना लिया, जिस दिन से मुझको आपने अपना बना लिया, दोनों जहां को दास ने, दोनों जहां को दास ने तब से भुला दिया, दोनों जहां को दास ने तब से भुला दिया, सच तुम्हारे प्यार ने जीना सिखा दिया, हमको तुम्हारे प्यार ने इंसान बना दिया। जिसने किसी को आज तक सजदा नहीं किया, जिसने किसी को आज तक सजदा नहीं किया, वो सर भी मैंने आपके, वो सर भी मैंने आपके दर पर झुका दिया, वो सर भी मैंने आपके दर पर झुका दिया, सतगुरु तुम्हारे प्यार ने जीना सिखा दिया, हमको तुम्हारे प्यार ने इंसान बना दिया, सतगुरु तुम्हारे प्यार ने जीना सिखा दिया, सतगुरु तुम्हारे प्यार ने जीना सिखा दिया, हमको तुम्हारे प्यार ने इंसान बना दिया, हमको तुम्हारे प्यार ने इंसान बना दिया, सतगुरु तुम्हारे प्यार ने जीना सिखा दिया, सतगुरु तुम्हारे प्यार ने जीना सिखा दिया, हमको तुम्हारे प्यार ने इंसान बना दिया।
I really love this. You know, this is written by Urmila ji, I think. She lives in Switzerland. Not in Switzerland, now in the German ashram. She was in Switzerland, now she's in the German ashram. Written by her.
Wow.
In those days, she used to write all these and
So
sing them.
lovely, so lovely,
Yeah.
so lovely.
We should also,
So,
the songs
yeah,
that Dev has written also, we can sing that also later. Would you like to sing that now?
something written by Gurudev.
Huh. You have, no, that song?
Yeah, I'll do.
Digvijay ji, should we do that
Yeah,
now?
which song is that? Which song is that?
He will tell us. See.
Okay.
Or
So
should we?
the puja, the Guru puja is under preparation. That person is joining. The Pandit, she is joining. So, Didi, there is also a famous story about your home that it got fire,
Yeah.
and then it got made in 4 days. Can you
No,
tell us a
not
little bit
that.
about that?
The one that got the fire story is different. And then there's
Okay.
another story. See, when Gurudev used to come home I used to come home so often. And then it was like a family member. So and it was our bungalow. So it was easy for us to build another floor on top. So we thought he should have his own. So there was a new floor being made. And that he was supposed to come, he was scheduled to come and stay there. But it was not ready. The day he was like about 4 days before, there were no tiles in the bathroom, there was no main door, there was no paint on the walls, there were no curtains. It was in shambles, meaning it would have taken at least like another 3-4 months to complete. So I have called Khurshid ji, Bawa, and requested him that, can Gurudev stay with you? Because Gurudev also used to stay with them very often. They had a place in Andheri, and Gurudev would stay there very often. So I said, this time, is it okay if we keep him with Gurudev can stay with you? I mean, don't need to request anyone. It's a blessing. So, I said, can he stay with you this time? So what Baba has called Gurudev and said, Guruji, her place is not ready, so will you stay with me? So Guruji is saying, देखो मैं उसके घर भी रह सकता हूँ. So he still really wanted to come home to out for whatever reason. It must have been a good day or something like that for a new home. So he wanted to come home at that time. So I said, okay, fine. If he wants to come, if Guruji wants to come, he wants to come, right? So just got to work. I don't know how it happened, but in 4 days we had a new door, we had curtains, we had paint on the walls, the bathroom was fully ready. Uh, like it was 4 months worth of work was done in 4 days. And when Gurudev came, he came and he danced in the whole house. He went to every corner and then he danced over there. In 4 days it was done. He controls time. Even once the same thing happened when we had the women's conference the first time, and he said, teacher, basic course there. I said, okay. How many hours? 6 hours. I said, okay, so you want me to do just pranayam on the first day and next 2 days kriya. There's nothing else that's possible to do. No, no, do everything. All the processes, all the points, everything, do everything. I said, 6 hours. He said, kya ho gaya? You have experience, tum to kar sakti ho. I said, okay, if he says do, meaning do. I went to class, and then it turns out I didn't have 6 hours, I had only 3 hours, 1 hour each day. And I taught the entire course with all the processes, everything in 3 days. And I don't know how I did it. I really don't know because it's impossible to do it in 3 hours. So that time he controls it, he just kind of stretched that time, that 1 hour he stretched it. I don't know what he did. I don't know. I mean, this is just my, linear way of thinking. But yeah,
Didi, this story where when your house got on fire was something like that. You kept your Sudarshan Kriya tape at some
yeah.
spot, and only that spot was safe, right?
So the whole temple was my whole mandir, as in it was. See, I had glass wool in the ceiling. I had a woolen carpet, wall to wall carpet. There was a mandir which there was silk covering it, going down, touching the carpet. His padukas were there. Sudarshan Kriya tape was there. His picture was there. I had, during satsangs, I used to write everything. So I had those books, paper. I had some forms. Those days courses I used to teach in my room only. Um, it's initial years, right? So for everything was there. Paper was there. So much paper, and the whole room is in flames. I didn't even have a toothbrush the next day, and the fire brigade had to, like, everything was in flames, meaning the fire brigade had to break the window and enter the this thing. Everything was gone. We couldn't enter the room because it was like full of soot and smoke. And when we actually went in, everything was destroyed except whatever was there in that on that mantle. Everything except that which was there. All paduka, paper, books, everything. Creative.
So all the 4,965 and plus people, the plus and minus 200 people who are watching, We will do Guru Puja in some time. In 5 minutes, we will start with Guru Puja, and then we will have nice one more bhajan with Sarang. Didi, till the time the Guru Puja is getting prepared, almost only 5 minutes. Can you, in brief, tell your one more story about that passport thing? How the passport thing happened?
All the stories we want only in one day. Okay. Yeah, so that,
But Didi, you have so many more. Let me tell everybody, Didi is on this path since 1992, and all the steps Gurudev is guiding her personality is so beautiful to listen to her stories and through her experience. So many people are mentioning, looking at you, the way you are carrying Gurudev's presence. We are feeling like we are in Gurudev's presence only. This is the
oh,
best way to celebrate the birthday.
very
And those I will for many people who are asking about the advanced course in Rishikesh which you had planned in June or July, whether it's still on or not, I will tell them that
Won't
as of now she's conducting online course, so that is happening for sure. So there is a scroller which is going on there, so you can definitely enroll for our online silence program. So Didi, that passport story, and then we'll go for the Guru Puja.
I was in Netherlands, and in Netherlands, I forgot my passport there, and I got on a train and I went to Rishikesh. And I went to Rishikesh, and
So I think Sangeeta Didi is connecting again to the broadcast. Till then, we can start the Guru Puja. We have Smriti ji online with us for Guru Puja. And Jai Gurudev Smriti Didi.
Jai Gurudev.
या सो गुरु पूजा हम करेंगे, उसके बाद जो स्टोरी है वो वापस कंटिन्यू करेंगे. एंड लेट मी सी इफ शी इज हियर. Yeah, I think she.
I'm back.
Yeah, yeah. Please, please.
So should we just do Guru Puja then? Now.
No, you complete the story now. Otherwise, we will not be able to meditate.
Okay. No, so I was in Netherlands. I forgot my passport there. I have come to the German ashram, and Gurudev is there. Next day, I had to leave to go to Switzerland. I had a meeting there, and I also had a course there. So it was really important that I go there. And I told Guruji, I said, Guruji, my passport is in Netherlands now. I don't know what to do. And I said, so he's saying, nahi, bina passport ke nahi jana. I said, no, Guruji, why don't you do one thing? Just make sure I cross the border, and I will tell Netherlands to send me the. Is it okay to say this on? Okay, I should not. Maybe is this story going to go on permanently?
Yeah.
No?
But kind of Gurudev help you to manage your travel. We understood that just. So there are so many such untold stories and amazing stories which you can hear from Didi if you plan a session with her, and that's what you should do. Huh? So shall we start with Guru Puja, Didi?
Come. All those
Please start.
who all the Guru Puja Pandits, you all can either meditate, or if you wish to, you can chant along with. Yeah. And the rest of us who have not done the Guru Puja course, you can just sit and meditate and just soak the vibrations of the chants, and just soak in it, and don't try to make sense out of it. Just enjoy it. Yeah.
Yeah, we all can maybe do Nadi Shodhan pranayam till the scrolling is happening with Smriti ji.
She's
Couple
ready.
of rounds. Yeah, yeah,
She's
she's ready. I can see her on this back end screen. Probably
Acha.
it's time to. It's taking
Okay.
time for the live.
Yeah, we'll do Nadi show then. Come. Would you like to guide them how to do?
Yeah, please, Didi, you guide.
You can guide them. Okay. Right thumb on right nostril, index and middle fingers in between the eyebrows, ring finger and little finger on the left nostril. Shut the right nostril and exhale through the left. And then very slowly, gently inhale through the left. Shut both nostrils. Inhale through the right. Inhale through the right. Shut both nostrils. Exhale through the left. And continue. Just continue breathing.
सदाशिवसमारम्भाम् शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मच्छ्रीगुरुपर्यन्ताम् वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् अपवित्रः पवित्रो वा सर्वावस्थाङ्गतोऽपि वा यस्मरेत् पुण्डरीकाक्षं सबाह्याभ्यन्तरशुचिः आवाहनम् नारायणं पद्मभवं वसिष्ठं शक्तिं च तत्पुत्रपराशरं च व्यासं शुकं गौडपदं महान्तं गोविन्दयोगीन्द्रमथास्य शिष्यम् श्रीशङ्कराचार्यमथास्य पद्मपादं च हस्तामलकं च शिष्यम् तं त्रोटकं वार्तिककारमन्यान् अस्मद्गुरुं सन्ततमानतोऽस्मि श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयम् नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करम् शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः यद्वारे निखिलानिलिम्पपरिषद् सिद्धिं विधत्ते निशम् श्रीमच्छ्रीलसितं जगद्गुरुपदं नत्वात्मतृप्तिं गता लोकाज्ञानपयोदपाटनधुरं श्रीशङ्करं शर्मदं ब्रह्मानन्दसरस्वतीं गुरुवरं ध्यायामि ज्योतिर्मयम् आवाहनं समर्पयामि श्रीगुरुचरणकमलेभ्यो नमः आसनं समर्पयामि श्रीगुरुचरणकमलेभ्यो नमः स्नानं समर्पयामि श्रीगुरुचरणकमलेभ्यो नमः। वस्त्रं समर्पयामि श्रीगुरुचरणकमलेभ्यो नमः। चन्दनं समर्पयामि श्रीगुरुचरणकमलेभ्यो नमः। अक्षतां समर्पयामि श्रीगुरुचरणकमलेभ्यो नमः। पुष्पं समर्पयामि श्रीगुरुचरणकमलेभ्यो नमः। धूपं समर्पयामि श्रीगुरुचरणकमलेभ्यो नमः। दीपं समर्पयामि श्रीगुरुचरणकमलेभ्यो नमः। आचमनीयं समर्पयामि श्रीगुरुचरणकमलेभ्यो नमः। नैवेद्यं समर्पयामि श्रीगुरुचरणकमलेभ्यो नमः। आचमनीयं समर्पयामि श्रीगुरुचरणकमलेभ्यो नमः। ताम्बूलं समर्पयामि श्रीगुरुचरणकमलेभ्यो नमः। श्रीफलं समर्पयामि श्रीगुरुचरणकमलेभ्यो नमः। हारार्तिक्यम् कर्पूरगौरं करुणावतारम् संसारसारं भुजगेन्द्रहारम् सदा वसन्तं हृदयारविन्दे भवं भवानी सहितं नमामि। हारार्तिक्यं समर्पयामि श्रीगुरुचरणकमलेभ्यो नमः। आचमनीयं समर्पयामि श्रीगुरुचरणकमलेभ्यो नमः। पुष्पाञ्जलिं गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। अखण्डमण्डलाकारं व्याप्तं येन चराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीब्रह्मानन्दं परमसुखदं केवलं ज्ञानमूर्तिं विश्वातीतं गगनसदृशं तत्त्वमस्यादिलक्ष्यम् एकं नित्यं विमलमचलं सर्वधी साक्षिभूतं भावातीतं त्रिगुणसहितं सद्गुरुं तं नमामि। अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। पुष्पाञ्जलिं समर्पयामि श्रीगुरुचरणकमलेभ्यो नमः। Jai Gurudev. Happy birthday to everybody.
Yes, Sarang.
अजोऽनन्ताय नित्याय शुद्धाय सच्चिदानन्दनन्द गुरु सच्चिदानन्दनन्द गुरु अजोऽनन्ताय नित्याय शुद्धाय अजोऽनन्ताय नित्याय शुद्धाय सच्चिदानन्दनन्द गुरु सच्चिदानन्दनन्द गुरु नमो नारायणाय हरिहर शशिशेखराय नमो नारायणाय हरिहर शशिशेखराय परब्रह्मानन्द गुरु परब्रह्मानन्द गुरु सच्चिदानन्दनन्द सच्चिदानन्दनन्द गुरु गुरु ॐ गुरु ॐ गुरु ॐ गुरु गुरु ॐ गुरु ॐ गुरु ॐ गुरु सच्चिदानन्दनन्द गुरु सच्चिदानन्दनन्द गुरु नवनीत चोराय देव मनोहराय नवनीत चोराय देव मनोहराय परमेश्वराय नमः श्री श्री रविशंकराय नमः सच्चिदानन्दनन्द गुरु सच्चिदानन्दनन्द गुरु अजोऽनन्ताय नित्याय शुद्धाय अजोऽनन्ताय नित्याय शुद्धाय सच्चिदानन्दनन्द गुरु आनन्दनन्द गुरु सच्चिदानन्दनन्द गुरु सच्चिदानन्दनन्द गुरु ॐ गुरु ॐ गुरु ॐ गुरु ॐ गुरु ॐ गुरु गुरु ॐ गुरु ॐ गुरु ॐ गुरु सच्चिदानन्दनन्द सच्चिदानन्दनन्द गुरु सच्चिदानन्दनन्द गुरु
Happy birthday, everybody.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday to everyone. Have a great year. This year has been so great for everyone.
Thank you, Didi. Didi, two questions that we end
Yeah.
this thing with. What is Gurudev for you?
What is he not? What is he not? I mean, you can't put in words what he's for you. Everything. He's not something different for me. He's me only. Or I'm him. It doesn't matter one way or the other. There's, he's not something for me. He's not something else. He's just me.
So many teachers and volunteers are watching this live now, and probably they will watch after many years also. From your experience, what learning you would like to share with them?
What learning? What kind? What do you mean? What learning meaning?
I mean, what one thing that you would like them to follow?
I am still learning. I can't
No, no.
say I have learned anything. I am still learning, and you know, uh, if you tell me what have I learned, I can't put a label to it. I can't say this is what I've learned. But
What I asked Didi is, what would you
that,
like to tell our volunteers and teachers that what they should follow?
but if I have only not learned, what will I tell? So, but nothing. I'll tell you, don't make it a mental anything that follow this or follow that. Be true to yourself. Be natural, be true to yourself. And you have, God knows after how many lifetimes we have found Him. When I first met Gurudev and I came back, I was so afraid to tell my parents I'd found a Guru because they were looking for a husband for me. And, but mothers being mothers, they can tell. So he said, Sangeeta, I'm so happy you have found a guru. Anyone can get a husband, but it takes lifetimes of seeking to find a guru. So the only thing I would tell you is in this lifetime, if you have found a master, you found a guru, you are in a body, human body, he is in a human body, don't waste it on anything else. Be focused, be one pointed on him. Because in this one lifetime he can give us so much, and it's not about what he can give us, or it's not about give and take. It's just about lifting the consciousness. It's just about the very purpose of human existence can be fulfilled with his being here, and you recognizing that and devoting every moment of your life to that. This is what I feel. If you have
Didi, if Gurudev is now here physically in front of you on his birthday, how would you like to express your gratitude towards him?
to I can't express my gratitude towards him at all. But if he were here right now, I would just fall at his feet, nothing else. Just fall at
Okay. On that note, Didi, thank you very much for this blissful 2.5 hours.
I can't believe that I spoke so much and I can't believe everyone sat through it. Oh my God,
Um,
thank you everyone for sitting through it.
Please bless all these 4,500 plus people who are watching and people who came in between and went also. But almost 4.5K were like throughout from the beginning till end.
So,
And please bless all of us.
Jai
Thank you,
Gurudev.
Didi. Jai Gurudev.
Jai
Happy
Gurudev.
birthday to everybody once again.
Happy birthday. Thank you for doing. What you're doing is so wonderful to bring so many, for years and years to come, people are going to be watching this, and they're going to, and so many teachers have so many different things to share. So it's just so valuable and so precious what you're doing right now. Just I hope you continue doing this, and I hope maximum people benefit from what you're doing right now.
Yeah. I think
Congratulations.
I must have done some good karma that every night I get to sit and listen to everybody's Guru story. And few Guru stories also on phone, no? Which sometimes get filtered out. Thank you, Didi.
Jai Gurudev. Thank you.
Jai
Good night,
Gurudev.
everyone. Happy birthday and thank you.
Thank you,
Jai
Jai
Gurudev.
Gurudev. Thank you, Sarang, for
Thank you
this
so much, ma'am.
wonderful bhajans. And
Yes,
tomorrow,
Karan. I
We
forgot to
should
thank
we
you.
should actually end with something that Sangeeta Didi was saying. A bhajan wrote by Guruji
Yeah,
himself.
why are we singing that? Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah.
yeah. Only one thing. Tomorrow we have on Gurudev's birthday. Tomorrow we have Hima Didi who did the part one with us. Hima Parekh and Mehul Parekh Bhaiya is also joining. So 13th May we have Hima Parekh Didi sharing few more of her Guru stories, and Mehul Parekh Bhaiya also will be joining us. We just got their confirmation. So all of us you are watching, you can see the playlist here, tiny.cc/guru stories, and there are so many seniors sharing their experiences. Over to Sarang.
Yeah.
Come.
Thank you, Didi. Thank you for the wonderful stories that we have heard. And yeah,
And thank you for the beautiful singing.
I'm just being here, you know. मैं हूँ राधा, मैं हूँ यशोदा, मैं हूँ कृष्ण कन्हैया, मैं हूँ राधा, मैं हूँ यशोदा, मैं हूँ कृष्ण कन्हैया, हो भक्ति में मैं हूँ भगवन, मुझ में ही सारा, मुझ में ही सारा, मैं हूँ मंजिल, मैं तो सफर भी, मैं ही मुसाफिर हूँ, मैं ही मुसाफिर हूँ, मंदिर में हूँ, मूरत भी हूँ, मैं हूँ स्वयं पुजारी, मंदिर में हूँ, मूरत भी हूँ, मैं हूँ स्वयं पुजारी, ओ रूप भी हूँ, अरूप भी हूँ, काल का मैं अधिकारी, काल का मैं अधिकारी, मैं हूँ मंजिल, मैं तो सफर भी, मैं ही मुसाफिर हूँ, मैं ही मुसाफिर हूँ, प्रेम प्रेयसी प्रीतम भी हूँ, तुझ में मुझको समाया, प्रेम प्रेयसी प्रीतम भी हूँ, तुझ में मुझको समाया, मुझ में तुझको पाया, मुझ में तुझको पाया, मैं हूँ मंजिल, मैं तो सफर भी, मैं ही मुसाफिर मैं मुसाफिर मैं ही मुसाफिर मैं ही मुसाफिर
This was written by Gurudev, and this song was written by Gurudev, for those who don't know.
Yes.
Shall we call it a night now?
Yes.
Jai Gurudev.
There you go.
Thank you, Digvijay.
Thank you, Didi.